guys, Pastor Matt here. I hope that you are already having a wonderful day and that everything is just going well, that you're enjoying some time home, hanging out with your families. Today, I have got our fourth video devotion for you, and I really think this one is going to be a really impactful verse. I hope that this is something that is helping you in some way, that you guys are enjoying these videos and that you're actually having conversation, actually breaking down some of the thoughts in these videos, and maybe even diving into the scripture yourself. That would be the best thing in the world if you guys are actually diving into your own Bibles and checking these things out. So today's verse is actually from Isaiah. We did Isaiah chapter 26 about, I think it was 3 days ago. We started off with that one, and here we go again in Isaiah 26, but this is a different verse. And I think that this one is incredibly encouraging, and it actually gives us a little bit more insight into this idea of peace and the idea of not having fear that we've been talking about the past couple days, because it's along that same line. It's a little bit different today, but it's along the same line of having peace and not having fear. And so today's video devotion, this is a little different because we're actually talking about trust. We're talking about having trust in God, because how do you find peace? How do you get your way out of fear? How do you not let those things control your life without trust in God? You absolutely can't. And that's what all of these things seem to keep coming back to, each of these verses, that trust in God is the most important piece. And so I think the biggest question that we could have for this video that I could possibly have for you is, how would you describe your personal level of trust in God? How would you describe that? Would you describe your level of trust as, I don't know, maybe you trust God in certain areas of your life, but not in other areas of your life, or it's easier to trust God at least in some areas, and it's harder to trust God in other areas? Do you struggle with trusting God with your finances? Do you struggle with trusting God in your friendships or in your relationships? Where is that peace that you struggle? I think for most of us that there is some peace in our lives that we actually struggle with letting go of our own control of that situation and letting God take over control in that situation. And so I'm going to go ahead and read this for us. This is, like I said, Isaiah 26. This is verse 3, and it says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." So would you describe your amount of trust as steadfast? The idea of steadfast, what that word actually means is it's like firm, it's unbreakable, it's something that doesn't shake even when there's storms, even when there's earthquakes, even when there's viruses going around, even when there's difficult situations in our life and we're not entirely sure what tomorrow is going to look like. That if you have steadfast faith in God, then you're not worried about that. You are able to trust God through those things. And I think that's, like I already said, I think that's what a lot of these devotions have come down to so far, is this just trust in God. That's probably the most important piece of letting God take over control in your life. And so I want you guys today really think about, what are some areas in your life that you struggle giving control over to God? What are some areas that God, it sometimes feels like has to pry that control out of your hands? And if there's anything like that, I would love for you guys to pray about that. I would love for you guys to talk with each other about it. Reach out to me or one of your other small group leaders and just have some conversations with them. Have some conversations with your parents about what those areas of your life are, what God can be working on you to increase your trust in Him. And I hope that this video has been helpful for you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.